Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the original Loretta Brown Show, radio to open the heart, heal the soul, and awaken the consciousness with my man, Benny Mathers.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. One of your men. I'm now let me preface this. I'm your broadcasting man. Okay. Sure, you have others elsewhere. Okay.
I think that's a dangerous
I don't think so.
danger. You know, the robot on Lost in Space. Danger.
Yes, okay. You're right.
Anyway.
I treaded not in the right water then, I guess.
Anyway, people, you can see how it is. You see how it is. It's June. And what is that song? June is busting out all over. Something like that. Anyway.
I don't know that one.
I think it's from a musical or something, or maybe it's just really old. I don't know. Yeah.
Research deployed. I'm on it.
Yeah, because he has access to all the music in the entire universe and always comes up with the very best stuff.
Almost. Not the entire universe, but enough.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, like I said, this is Loretta Brown. I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in the greater Seattle area for the last 27 years. And we're still around doing marvelous, marvelous things. We do many, many things over there. Reiki is just the entry point into my amazing healing oasis. And the whole idea, is to step away from the busyness of your life and catch your breath. And the oasis was just something that came to me years and years ago. Believe it or not, I was mentioning to my guest before the show, I used to live in, believe it or not, Saudi Arabia for 9 years. I taught music over there for all of my students that listen. I know some of you have rediscovered me because of the worldwide net. But I actually had a dream about it before I ever went overseas and lived. And at that time, I had little kids, and I was thinking about, wow, what does the world have for me? And I really, really loved music. And I had a dream about the oasis. And then, of course, when I came back from Saudi Arabia, it manifested itself in a very beautiful way. So many, many people out there, as far as I'm concerned, you carry the oasis in your heart. It is your heart of hearts that you carry inside yourself, where you can go and find the still, quiet voice that helps direct you forward. And so Reiki Oasis, my business, right, is just to provide all kinds of opportunities for you to reconnect with that deeper aspect of the self and live your life in a different way. So my guest fits right into all of that. And I didn't mean to go off on that, but sometimes I get this inspiration and I just talk. So I hope that's useful for you. You can find me, Loretta Brown, at ReikiOasis.com. And of course, you can find me at the KKNW 1150 AM archives, because I've been on the radio forever. And I offer all kinds of things. I do a Sunday meditation with Loretta every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you cannot join us at that time, sign up and I will send you a recording. You can listen to the meditation anytime you want. Also, every month, I do a monthly meeting with women called the Temple of the Divine Feminine. I love saying that. It feels like fresh air blows across my face. The Temple of the Divine Feminine. Oh, yeah. And all the goddess sisters show up and we have a really good time, and we do nourishing and healing things. And I don't know, sometimes you just need your sister, right? Sometimes you do. So that will be June 19th. You can sign up for that and everything at schedule.reikioasis.com. And I am a listener supported show. Always, always, always. So much gratitude to all of you out there that help keep this show on the air. You can go to patreon.com/The Loretta Brown Show. And also, I just want to do a thank you. I'm not going to name you by name because I didn't ask for permission to do that. But I've had a couple of people who have sent me checks and little love notes in the mail, angel notes, and it touches my heart. Thank you. I really, really mean it. So you know who you are. You are my angel. Thank you. Appreciate it. And so let's check in with astrology, because like I said, we've jumped into June with both feet. Jump, and maybe we could jump out. It's going to be a wild ride this month, just letting you know. We are currently halfway between the powerful full blood moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. I can't hardly even say that. And the new moon solar eclipse, which happens next Thursday, during my show, of course. So how's everybody doing out there? It's been a wild ride. A lot of my clients and friends have told me that this past week, Loretta, what is going on? I can't even get out of bed, right? Like Saturday and Sunday were very intense. So when these kinds of energies are here, recognize that they're calling us, they're pulling on us. They want us to change. We also, Mercury also went retrograde in Gemini at the end of May, and it's going to be there for a majority of June. It's going to be there until June 22nd. So don't get frightened about Mercury retrograde. It's just going to make us look back to September of 2020, and it's having us revisit our communication skills. Whoops, what just came out of my mouth? So it's a time of truth being revealed, or resolution to some old conversations that may not have been clear at the time. And, you know, I always think misunderstandings are the key to all kinds of things. So just take a step back and breathe and go, did you really mean blah, blah, blah? And then go from there. My guides tell me that people are emerging from the heaviness of 2020, and many are now ready to choose life and get involved on rebuilding their lives and planet Earth. Our dreams and visions will be strong during this time, and the desires of our hearts are tugging on all of us. How many of you are finding you just don't have the zest or the interest for what you had been doing? Perhaps you're yearning for more. Many others are doing what I call migrating, which means they're moving. And many of my clients are moving to completely different areas of the country. And thank you, great goddess of technology, for Zoom, that we can still stay in touch. And if this is you, realize that this energy between the eclipses, like I said, is very potent. It's bringing clarity and understanding to the journey you have been traveling. It's your life. You get to choose. The new moon solar eclipse coming up on June 10th represents massive new beginnings and the opportunity to make the most of wherever you have landed. And I want to say this, remember, you've landed exactly where you brought yourself. Oops. So if you don't like it, right here today during our show with my guest, maybe you'll make a little shift and that will change your future. The blood moon eclipse cleared a path, and the new moon eclipse will be delivering to us whatever is needed for our highest growth moving forward. There's really no going back. There's only going forward. So trust where you are and know that you absolutely can make the most of it. Also be aware that during this month, we have the second Saturn Uranus square, the second one, where this is a key astrological influence all year. And I've already talked about it, but for those of you that are just tuning in, this energy is a clashing energy. Saturn square Uranus clashes ideas. It's got a push-pull dynamic, and it might ask us to make a compromise that maybe doesn't feel all that good, or maybe it's exactly right. Saturn highlights the need for security, safety. Are we going to be okay? And Uranus is clamoring, freedom, freedom, jump out of the box, get out of there. I've had enough, right? So you can imagine that those two things are opposites and they are at each other. And that means that within us also, we're going to have those two wolves. You know that story about the two wolves, you know, the good wolf and the bad wolf, and which one are you feeding, right? That's the one that you will experience. And I also want to say this because I have done so many readings, so much channeling for people lately. And the higher selves and the guides are repeating a message over and over and over again. I'm just going to give it to the audience. We get to choose our destiny, our ending. What ending do you want? Where do you want to be 1 year from today? Put your intention on it, put your attention on it, and go toward it. Let it unfold. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this month. A lot of things are going to unfold for us personally, but also on the global stage. And so take it easy. Keep breathing, do wonderful meditations, and maybe even some from my guest. I know I'm just making you want to stick around so you listen to her, because she's awesome. And do what you can to stay grounded, centered, energized, recharged through all the cosmic energies bathing us. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. We are here to help create a more beautiful, harmonious, and prosperous world for everyone. So do what you can to rise above petty indifferences and see the world from a higher perspective. This will help you tune in to that quiet voice on the inside that's always leading us into greater and brighter and more wonderful things. And with that, I want to bring my guest onto the show, because I just pegged her right in there the best I could. My guest today is Miriam Ismail. She's a professional development and self-improvement coach whose mission is, oh yeah, get ready, to help people become the best versions of themselves. Yeah, I could use that. She's an entrepreneur, a published author, a speaker, an instructor, and she has created and developed many, many very helpful courses. She's the founder and CEO of Precious Time, L.L.C, and has created and developed her signature series, Time Flies. Learn to be the best pilot you can. Her passionate mission is to spread peace, light, and evolution, and her work has touched many, many lives. Welcome to the show, Miriam. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much, Loretta. Thank you so much for having me. It's truly a pleasure to be with you. You're such an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you. And your light shines bright too. I see it there.
Thank you.
So you have an accent, honey.
Yeah, well, I speak many languages, that's why.
Yeah, it's not a Southern accent. But I do notice from your bio that you have lived all over the world. England, West Africa, Middle East, the United States.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question, because I myself have experienced this. How has traveling and residing in different countries like that, being exposed to different cultures and languages, how is that helping you with what you do currently?
Oh, it has helped me so much, because I've dealt with many personalities, many cultures, many backgrounds, many languages, and you truly understand people more, because we are all very different, and every individual is shaped up by his culture, his language, where he grew up, what he studied, and all that. So when people talk to me from diversified backgrounds and cultures, I know where they're coming from, because I used to be there. I know how it operates. I know where the words are coming from, what is really meant by whatever my student or my client is talking about. So yes, it has helped me tremendously to understand people more and help them more.
I kind of wanted to pull this out, because for me, you know, once I left the United States, and I'm small town United States, you know, I'm from Pendleton, Oregon, if people know where that is, Letter Buck, right? Cowboys. And when I left the United States and went overseas, I feel like the world opened for me. My world views began to expand. And this exchange of culture, I think, is so vitally important. I think it's rich and full. Yeah. How many languages do you speak?
I speak 3, and I'm working on my 4th now, because my son is learning Spanish in high school. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to, you know, join him. So let's see how that's going to go.
I love that. I really think people should learn another language. Yeah. And it gives, you know, language, like I said, is part of our communication.
Yes, it is.
Ability or inability thereof, right? Yeah.
True.
Now, You say in your bio, I'm just going to read this for people listening, you have a BS in computer science, a master's in finance. You studied 3 years of a PhD program in finance. You were a finance college professor. You worked in Fortune 500 investment firms in the finance industry. I want to ask you 2 questions. They're related. How did you get into the world of finances and how did you get out of it?
Well, I got in because I was so fascinated by it. And Loretta, you'd find it so funny why I became fascinated. Back in the day when I was very young, I watched a movie for Eddie Murphy and it was Trading Places. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I was so young back then.
Yes, I
And
have.
I was so intrigued, like, how does this operate? How can this industry operate and be, so complex? And that's how initially I started becoming interested in finance. But then as I grew, the whole concepts of finance and investments and all that were very appealing to me, and they came easily to me. It was like my kind of thing. So that's when I ventured into it and I studied it. And then how I got out of it, well, motherhood. That was the decision when I had to leave because I had my first son. And being in the finance industry is very, very demanding, and you need, long hours of work and stressful and all that. And I truly wanted to enjoy just motherhood. So I left and I was a full-time mom. And then I had my second child. And while I'm home, I was doing things. I published my book. I was into all these modalities that I teach now. So for me, the learning journey never stops. And I'm continuously, moving forward, progressing. And things just align for you sometimes.
Yeah.
Just they fall into place, and as if your path is just there for you to follow. And this is kind of what happened with me and with my shift in my whole career. So now I'm like 180 degrees away from what I used to do before. Yes.
I love what you said. I call it magic.
Yes.
But there is this thing when if you're being guided or directed, or you're just being open, or maybe you're just being present, like where I'm stepping from stone to stone through life, or I'm walking on the path, and now there's this thing, and this is the right thing to do, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a sense to that, I think. So
yeah,
motherhood saved your life.
Definitely. Oh yes, definitely. It completed me, actually. I always say when you're blessed enough to become a parent, you truly feel complete. It's a very nice journey.
Yeah, I agree with you. My kids are the best thing I ever did.
Yes.
And there we go. That's all I'm going to say.
Leave it at that.
I want you to kind of explain to people what it is that you currently do. What do you do?
Well, I work with many modalities that help you become a better version of yourself. So I work with Reiki energy healing, with meditation, self-hypnosis, EFT tapping, time management workshops. So I kind of teach workshops, all these topics that truly help us live a fulfilling human journey. They help us become more mindful, more aware to as what is our true calling is, and help us deal with all the luggage we accumulate on daily basis, right? No matter what your lifestyle is, you accumulate luggage and you want to address it and make sure you always cleanse and clear yourself, your energy paths, so that's where my modalities come in handy, and I feel they help my students.
There's a lot in what you just said. You did a really great job of synopsing that, but you and I both know that when we're talking life path, energy path, right? And I think you do this beautifully. I'm kind of tapping into you a little bit, but the ability to recognize that we do live at the living level of life. We have to, as they say, chop wood and carry water, right?
Yeah.
But you're giving people the tools to do this in a more enlightened or empowered or mindful way. I like that word, mindful.
Yes.
How do you, and I'm going to back up because that brought up 3 questions in my mind. The ever questioning mind of Loretta, right? I'm assuming, and it's a question, that as you have gone through your own life, you have picked these skills up and these tools up along the way.
Yes, it started off with me. It was a personal journey. I'm fascinated with all these modalities, and I started off for me to have a better, fulfilling human experience. And the more I grew and the more I felt the benefits of these modalities, the more I felt this is truly what I want to spread. I would love to convince every human being to really tap into these modalities. They're so easy. They are there for us, have been there for thousands of years. All we have to do is have an open mind and just give it a bit of time and be able to just tap into it. Start directing our lives into a more positive, healthy existence. So this is how it started many years ago. And then I started off with my immediate circle, my family, my friends and all that. And then when I felt the positivity of all this, I'm like, you know what, I should increase the scale and start teaching it to larger groups, to more and more people. And that's how, I branched off and started doing my workshops and my courses and.
Did you, because I think you've done the same thing I've done, which is I am a lifelong learner. I'm always wanting the next piece, right? But as you work with these modalities, these tools, and we'll go into it a little bit more specifically, but as you work with these modalities yourself, how did it change your life?
Oh, wow, 180 degrees. As I said, everybody goes through challenges, obstacles, hardships, and then you choose what you do with these hardships. Are they lessons? And then you learn, you evolve, and you become wiser? Or are they gonna challenge you, shatter you, and hurt you? So that's where the modalities come in. So when you think of it as, no, you wanna learn and move forward, this is the ultimate gift, right? You're just realizing that you are here on a mission. You're here to learn, to evolve, to face many things in your lifetime and grow and just keep on moving forward. So definitely you start personally and then you expand, right?
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer in what I call the embodiment of the teaching, right? And that's what I'm pulling out for the listening audience, to understand that you're not just another person up there talking. You actually have embodied these things yourself.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and seen the benefit of it. Now, you have children. Have you taught these modalities to your children?
Well, yes. We meditate. I have 2 boys, and we meditate. Yes, we're into all the Reiki energy. We're into the tapping, the EFT tapping and the TFT tapping. Yes, I like to, they're so young, like my oldest is 15 and my second is 11. They're so young. And imagine if you get access to these modalities at this age.
Yeah.
They can, wow, their future days are going to be so positive, because at a very young age, they got exposed to all this wisdom and all this, greatness. So yes, I teach them and hopefully they stick to it.
I also think it's really a natural part of ourselves. And for years and years and years, I have, I'm going to say wished, maybe I'm part of this, just putting this idea out there, that our children could be educated in a different way. And especially with things like Reiki and meditation, they've done all these studies on children, but I know that a natural thing is, and I think it's so darling and cute, that when you hurt yourself, your little 2-year-old will come and say, "Mommy, you hurt, I kiss it, I make it better," right? And this is the natural, as far as I'm concerned, the natural caring, compassion, healing energy that we share with each other. And, if a child is taken and said, there's something called Reiki, or, this life force energy, and this is a real part of life, what a difference that would make. Just that idea alone. Yeah.
Yes. When I teach my students, I tell them, by intuition, when you get hurt, what is the first thing you do? You touch it, right? You just feel when you touch it, you're going to feel better. So intuitively, we know that our hands are healing tools. And maybe with the modern days and the busyness, nonstop busyness and all that, we tend to forget that we are amazing creatures and God has given us a lot of gifts that we can take care of our health, of ourselves, just by being mindful and just practicing a few things here and there. So absolutely, yes. We know this, and it's just doing something about it, like.
I like this idea. The hands are healing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They're the healing tools. And I'm thinking while you're talking about the way that we touch each other or don't touch each other, or like even with some of your other modalities, which we're going to go into after the break a little bit deeper, but things like tapping, tapping, the mudras that we hold when we meditate, right? The running of the hands through the energy field, like they really are healing hands, healing tools, and things that have been given to us to be aware of how we touch, who we touch, and what we touch. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm also thinking how the heart touches, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Because I'm that girl.
Yes.
Yeah, be careful how we do that. So we're going to take a little station break. And I was going to say my guide today, my guest today, I think that's a Freudian slip, Miriam.
Yes.
Is Miriam. My guest today is the amazing Miriam Ismail, professional development and self-improvement coach and the founder of Precious Time, L.L.C. And don't go away, because when we get back, we're going to talk more about, I'm going to say they're modalities that are self-empowering that you can actually use for yourself, and also get a little bit deeper into exactly what you do and what you offer to people. So we'll just take a little break.
All right, all clear and still live on the old YouTuber.
Thank you, Miriam. I love it. I love it so much.
Yes, me too. Enjoying our chat.
I can feel your energy, and it's just so sweet and pure. What is your dream? Where do you really want to end up? It's kind of a personal question, and you can.
My dream, Loretta, is to reach as many people as I can and make a positive difference in their lives. If I can do this, I would feel my mission here is accomplished. When I say here, I mean Earth. Yeah.
I totally understand what you say. I think from the time I was a little girl, I always had this idea. I wanted to ease the suffering of the planet, or end it.
Yes.
No more suffering.
Yeah.
Right. And that kind of goes along with what you're saying. I like how you're saying it in a positive way. Yeah. I really think that we have at our fingertips so many things that we can do for ourselves. And I think as we move forward into the evolution of our consciousness and into our new world that we're stepping into, that this is really important. I think it's really important.
The more I studied these modalities and I practiced them and used them, the more I felt we are amazing beings. We are much, much more than our physical body. And when I try to let my students kind of feel what I'm talking about, it's like we are this huge energy body having a physical body. So we have a lot of resources. We have infinite resources within, and we just have to tap into it and access all the greatness within us.
Yeah, I have this memory of being a little kid. This is a real memory. And being in this body and not being able to stand up and walking around and being very confused. Like, wow, what happened to my big body? What
I got to hold you on that one there, Loretta, okay?
Yeah.
Here we go. Stand by.
Oh, I just want you to play that music for a while, Betty.
I wish I could actually play the piano like that.
It'd
be nice. It'd be nice.
I can.
Yeah, I play the piano too.
Yeah,
what can't you do, Miriam? What can't you do? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. Yeah. So welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show. I am Loretta Brown. You can find out more about me at ReikiOasis.com and at KKNW 1150 AM. And of course, all these shows are on podcasts all over the place. iTunes, Podcast One, Spotify. I can't even think of all of them right now, but they're all over the place. Somebody even told me they found me on Audible the other day. I went, really? I'm on Audible? I didn't even know, right? So you can go back and listen to these shows. You can download them for free, and all of them are just here to help you. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of my shows out there. So please enjoy them. And my guest today is Miriam Ishmael, professional development and self-improvement coach and the founder of Precious Time, L.L.C. We were talking during the break a little bit, Miriam, about the fact that we are this soul body.
We are an energy being, a huge spiritual, energetic being, having a physical body. So when we kind of realize what this concept is, it truly triggers us into thinking how infinite we are and how infinite our resources are and how we are connected to the cosmic knowledge all the time. We just have to be aware of this and kind of seek it.
Yeah.
And once you seek this, you will start getting downloads, you will start getting healthier lifestyles and all that.
Talk to me a little bit about the importance of meditation.
Oh, yes. I cannot say enough about meditation. One of the closest workshops to my heart is teaching meditation. And I have a whole system, you know, I have my own system that I've developed over many years of practicing myself. So meditation is a very, very powerful and profound tool. It's something you should truly incorporate into your daily life because the wonders, the benefits are just enormous. And just as little as 5 to 10 minutes of meditating every day, you will start seeing amazing results in every segment of your life. So I can't say enough about meditation. I have a system of meditation that I teach the beginners because a lot of people come to me with a misconception of, oh, but I can't sit still and clear my mind. Yeah. And I tell them, fine, I can teach you something where you don't need to clear your mind, just focus your thoughts. So then, for instance, if we're doing the gratitude meditation, right? So I'm like, don't clear your thoughts. Think of all the things you're grateful for and just organize your thoughts and just stay in this topic. And if you wander off, just gently, without judgment, come back to stating mentally what are the things you're grateful for. So I have a whole, you know, kind of system where when they get started, I truly feel this is it. It becomes part of them and they will always be on their meditation journey. They will always be meditating, you know. And hopefully, yes, I mean, you know.
You brought this up and we'll probably, you know, refer people to this several times. Where can people find this course on meditation, this workshop, this offer?
Well, yes, my workshops so far are only in South Florida if we want to do them in person. So I do my in-person workshops in South Florida, but I do a lot of things on Zoom. So whoever is interested, they can reach me on my website, email me and my team, and, you know, we can talk scheduling and all that. But courses, most of my courses are on Udemy. So because I wanted them to be affordable to everyone. Right. I wanted people to never think about the price. You know, I didn't want the price to be an obstacle. I just wanted them to be so inspired to just take the course and study it. You know, that's my aim. So that's why I use Udemy. For me, it has been a very easy platform. It offers a lot to its students, and I love their prices. I love that you can really make it, you know.
So, very affordable, affordable. Yeah, I love Udemy. I think that's
it's only my signature program that they have to access it through my website, but everything else is on Udemy.
And just to mention what your website is, and then we'll mention it again at the end. What is your website?
It's Precious Time. So www.precioustime-llc.com.
Precious Time. I love that. So where did you get the name for your business, Precious Time?
The name is, I started off as a time management coach because I truly believe the foundation of our existence, the 101 course to life, should be how to learn to use time to your advantage, how you can use time efficiently and wisely. So it's an art. You need to learn how to use time. And that's how it started. Life is so precious and time is so limited and scarce. And before I want to talk to you about modalities, I want you to know how you can organize your time to be able to learn these modalities and to be able to be mindful and meditate and do all the good stuff, right? So that's where we start. So the base is the time management. And I have a whole signature program that really puts the person on the right track to becoming the best time manager they can be. And then you take it from there. So that's where the name came from.
I agree with you. I think that time management is very important. And especially because, like you say, you have so many modalities and people could easily say, oh, one more thing. Wait a minute. You just no, right? And it's like, okay, let's take a look at time management, which is really a relationship to time or the self, or what do you say, Miriam?
Yeah. Time is the ultimate. Time is the essence of life. So how you use it, how you perceive it, and how you allocate it, it's going to determine who you are and who you will become. So when you know how to use time, you can actually achieve your maximum potential because you are having the ability to address anything you want to. So you're not constantly buried in chores and errands and busyness, So because when you're buried in all that, you have no time to actually find out who you are, what's your true calling, what's your mission on earth. You're not here just to do the dishes and cook and clean and do errands, right? It's much deeper than that. So if you let yourself be swamped with our daily lives, is like, you're missing out on the big picture of your life.
I love what you say, and I can hear like somebody's opposition, which is this, and I'll give it to you, and you get to respond. Yes. And somebody will say, "But Loretta or Miriam, yes, I planned it all out. It's all organized." But then the dog throws up in the bathtub, and the kids lose their shoes, and blah blah blah. So how do we deal with the unexpected interruption?
Yes, no matter how organized you are and on top of things, unexpected things happen, and that's fine. How many times are they going to happen? Once a week? Once a month? But then you're back to having a nice organized routine, right? And because you're organized, even if you are put off for an hour or 2 or 3, you will recover because the rest of your life is organized. So it's not going to drain you or bury you, or you're still gonna manage.
Well, and I'm thinking also at an energetic level, an attraction level, and also an attention level. But I really love what you just said. It's like, if that throws you off, just get back.
Exactly.
And just keep coming back.
Exactly.
And with that intention. And I want you to talk for a moment about the importance of intention.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, intention is the ultimate, because I use it and I teach my students to use it in everything. It's all about intention. When you want to meditate, you set your intention. When you want to do any form of energy healing, I use different modalities other than Reiki, because Reiki is a process and they need to learn it. I teach Reiki, but then I deal with the inner star and I deal with the golden light and all that. And it's all about intention. Even when I send Reiki healing to my loved ones by distance, it's all about intention. So intention is a very, very powerful thing, because our minds are just, oh my goodness, they are a miracle. We can do a lot with just our minds, and just being in the right mindset and just setting that intention, that focus. Yeah. And letting the energy flow and just letting things happen.
I think one of the most important things for people to understand is that anybody listening can do any of the modalities that you offer. And I think that's really important, because people do get caught up in this, oh my goodness, it's this and that and the other thing. And like you, because I've taught Reiki for 27 years, right? I do all kinds of what I call shortcuts, or just intention setting is one of the most powerful things you can do. And entering into the idea of the connected energetic morphogenetic field, right? And I don't want to go too deep into that, but this idea that even if I quote unquote don't know what I'm doing, right? Like my daughter lives in Hawaii, and every once in a while I'm just bipping around and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about my daughter. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to send her some love. I love you, right? And as silly as that sounds, that goes. And that's a connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I tell everybody, especially critics, you don't have to think of it scientifically, every aspect of it. Just go with how you feel. Do you feel good? Does it make you feel better? There you go. Like when we do the tapping, so I explain about the energy paths and all that, right? And then sometimes some of my students would say, well, this worked. I would say, try it, try the pattern.
Yes.
And time again, it works. And time again, they see the benefits of it. And it's something that takes you minutes. And even to learn it might take you an hour or two, and then you have it for life. So you just do a bit of effort, but then the rewards are so high. So why not benefit from all this, right?
Well, and I love your comment. Why not try it? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yes.
And for clarity for the people listening, she's talking about EFT, right?
Yes,
tapping.
EFT tapping, yes.
Yes, because there's different types of tapping out there, and that's the emotional freedom technique.
Exactly. I also do the TFT, which is the thought field therapy as well. That's also powerful. But the EFT is more one size fits all. So they learn one pattern and they can use it time and time again for different issues. So it really depends on the student how much they want to like invest into it in terms of time and remembering and studying and all that.
Yeah. And I love those processes because it bypasses the logic brain at some level, and that gets us in trouble up there. So just get out of there. Get out of that room. Talk a little bit about self-hypnosis.
Yes, self-hypnosis is something very, very powerful. Self-hypnosis is extremely useful and transforming when you have a misalignment between the mind and the body. So when you want to rectify that, it's wonderful to use self-hypnosis. So what I mean is you can address bad habits, you can address limiting beliefs, you can address these issues with self-hypnosis, because you go deep into your unconscious or subconscious and you try to find what is the root problem. So you're not only dealing with the symptoms of the problem, you're going deep within, trying to figure out where is all this coming from. And once you get to that, truly it's like magic, as you said. Of course, nothing is like you do it for a minute or two. No, it's a process, it's a journey, but at the end of it, you truly free yourself from a lot of unwanted luggage. And you just, you feel lighter, you feel energetic, you feel happier, you feel at peace, you connect to your higher self. So self-hypnosis. And you notice, Loretta, I try to not have clients. I want to have students, because I like to teach them the modality. And then I want them to be sufficient and independent of me, because I don't want you to come over and over to me for you to heal. It's a process, it's a procedure, it's a journey. Do it on your own time, and you benefit out of this whole experience,
Well, and you're calling people to participate in their own wellness,
exactly.
Right? Just participate, do a little bit of something, which I think is very self-empowering, and like I said, brings us back to the self and the innate wisdom that we hold within our mind body, right? Which knows really what we need. I think we just don't listen to it.
Yes, or ignore it, Yes.
Yeah. You also teach time management to children. I think you won some kind of
Yes,
an
I have a
award for your
course for,
program.
yes, it's mostly for the parent. So I educate the parent what they can use to help their kids become very good time managers. And oh my goodness, kids are amazing. They are so, they're like sponges, they learn quickly. They're smart. They're amazing. So if you start instilling tiny habits in your kids, the whole outlook on life will be different. They would truly, it's something I've done with my kids, and I've seen the benefits of it. And whoever used the course, they tell me, you know what, it truly made a difference. And we truly appreciate that tiny habit changes here and there, not anything major. And you feel it truly helps the child become more perceptive of what time is and how you can use your time, and more aware of the importance of using time properly.
I think it's vitally important. I talk to people all the time who are like, my child has just got their nose in technology all the time, and
Yes.
we lose our connection to time when we do that. We have no idea how much time has gone by, right?
Yes.
Like you go to search something and then it's 3 hours later and you're like, whoa, I didn't make dinner. What's going on?
Yes,
right?
exactly. So so the message behind this is work now and play later. So do what you need to do, and then when you have the free time, go and venture into your your hobbies or your whatever you want to do.
So I want you to talk a little bit about your courses and your workshops, and also your YouTube channel. Okay. So tell us a little bit about how those differ and where people can find them.
Yes, well, the courses are online, so you study on your own time, and there is not really a lot of interaction. Of course, they can always reach out to me with all their questions and concerns, but it's a different format when you study online. I love workshops. Workshops are the closest format to my heart because I meet my students, I get to really interact with them, and I'm there for them for life. It's like I feel they're my tribe, and I always check on them and make sure they're progressing and everything is falling into place for them. So I love workshops, and I've met a lot of amazing souls, beautiful people. So the thing about workshops, it's a bit limited because, as I told you, it's Florida and we have to be there in person and all that. And then I do workshops on Zoom. Not my favorite, but sometimes you just have to make it work. Yes. And then regarding YouTube, I like to share with my followers and my students and whoever is interested, like for instance, I have videos on how to cleanse your aura, or maybe videos how to start meditating. I cut it down into simple steps where you can follow, or about procrastination, for instance, a short video about procrastination. I like to share with them things that I feel are useful and they might find valuable, and they might, take a bit of insight out of it. So that's briefly the three formats I work with.
Well, and also your YouTube channel is under the name of your
Precious Time. Everything is Precious Time. So everything is Precious Time L.L.C. All my platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they're all Precious Time L.L.C.
Yeah, I wanted to make that clear so people can find you. Because if they search your name, there's too many of you.
Oh, yeah. Even if you search Precious Time on its own, you will have thousands. So that's why I have Precious Time L.L.C. It's just so they get me.
Right.
They arrive.
So if somebody wants to become the best version of themselves, Miriam, where do they start?
It depends. What is it they want to address, right? Is it an emotional thing? Is it a belief? Is it a behavior? We take it from there. Is it time management skills? So depending on what issue. But the great news is, no matter what the issue is, you can address it, you will succeed, and you will become the best version of yourself.
I love it. This past year has been a very challenging year. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges that people have faced this year? And what challenges do you see coming out of this? Because I've been paying attention, I'm also a mental health counselor as well as a spiritual counselor. And I'm kind of watching here in Washington State, we're only just opening back up again and people are kind of funky. So how would you answer that question?
From what I've noticed, so Florida is a bit different. Maybe the sunshine. I don't know.
It could be.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes to that.
Yeah. So now for me, the pandemic and that total lockdown at the beginning, because we were really scared, we didn't know what to expect, right? So we were really totally isolated, everybody, most families. For me, that point was relaxing, as if I needed a break from my busyness, from my nonstop running around. Yes. So for my kids to be home and my husband to be home, and we were just home, you know, just waiting for all this to unfold. It was a really, really nice break. And I was able to work more on the material I teach. And I was able to reach more people. I did a lot of Zooming. I reached a lot of different groups, different audiences, moms groups, yoga friends, the community, seniors. I worked a lot just to let people, you know, relieve the stress a bit, because when you're isolated and your life has stopped and you don't know what to expect, it gets to you. So that's where the EFT tapping came in, meditation came in and all that. And I was doing a lot of pro bono sessions. I just wanted people to be informed of these modalities that can help. Now, we went back to normal life. In Florida, I want to say in May, you feel life is going back to normal with the vaccines, and most of the kids are back to school. My kids are back to school. And so when I go out, I don't notice any difference in people's behavior. But I miss the smiling, because everybody is in a mask. And because we are in a mask, you finish your errand so quickly. Like you'd be in Costco, for instance, right? Usually I talk with other ladies. I talk with, you know, oh, how are these apples? Yeah, I tried them last, you know. But now with our mask on, you just do your stuff very quietly and you just leave. So I miss that stranger friendliness, you know, or that smiles here and there. But hopefully we'll get back to that. But other than that, like I didn't notice anything in the behavior of people in Florida. Because
well, and I'm also thinking that all of the things that you offer are also, they're good for any time of life. So whether we're in lockdown or we're coming, re-emerging back out, or kind of like I said at the beginning of the show, because these energies right now are wanting us to actually let go of the old narrative and let's have a brand new narrative. Let's do something fresh and clean. And we do have sunshine in Seattle. What is happening? I don't know, but it has lifted our spirits. I think there's something about nature and the sun.
And it's summertime, you know, usually summertime, everybody's so happy and positive. You're going to take a break and you're going to look forward to your summer vacation.
I would like you to, I guess my question is, what message do you really want to give people today?
If your listeners, I want them to take 3 main points from this talk we had today. So the first one is we are an energetic being, a spiritual being, much, much broader and beyond our physical body. And for us to have a fulfilling human experience, for us to maximize our mission here on Earth, I would first start by truly becoming a great time manager. And then the third step would be to always seek evolution, always seek growth, always be on a non-stop learning journey. Because only when we are exposed to knowledge and wisdom do we grow and do we become better versions of ourselves.
Learning to be the best version of ourselves.
Yes.
I loved the fact that the radio station actually puts out a invitation to people for the show, and they put the best vision of the self as the title. And I went, oh, that's an interesting twist on that.
It is.
And you obviously carry that vision, you carry the heart, you carry the love. It's just lovely. It's great to have you shining your Florida sunshine on us. We love it. So once again, letting people know where they can find you and any last words.
They can find me at www.precioustime-llc.com. And when they get to my website, they can get hold of all my social media platforms, my YouTube channel, and they can directly email me or my team through the contact form on the website. And they can, have access to my courses and everything. And the last words, Loretta, you are amazing. Thank you so much for having me. It's an inspiration to have people like you in our world, spreading the light, spreading the peace, spreading the inspiration. I want to interview you, and I want to learn more about your journey and your Reiki journey and all that.
Sure,
So
anytime.
Just the air, yes.
Yeah, let me know. Anyway, everybody, be out there, jump into June. Don't be afraid. Go for it. Come on, we're doing it. We're not just talking about it, we're doing it. And my guest today, Miriam Ishmael, professional development and self-improvement coach and founder of Precious Time, L.L.C. And Miriam, our time has been precious. Thank you so much. Blessings to you.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
Bye now.